Everyone thinks banks invented lending. They didn't, they solved a much bigger problem. For centuries, the accepted story went like this. Banks came along, started lending money, and built the modern economy. Simple, logical, almost entirely incomplete. The real reason banks exist has almost nothing to do with lending. It has to do with trust, or rather, the total collapse of it. Picture medieval Europe. You're a merchant with 50 pounds of gold. Traveling? You can't carry it, bandits everywhere. Storing it at home? Fire, theft, collapse. So you do what everyone did, you find the safest person in town. Usually a goldsmith. You hand over your gold, get a receipt, move on. Here's where it gets interesting. Other merchants noticed that goldsmith's receipt was safer than gold itself, so they started trading the receipts instead of the actual metal. The goldsmith didn't lend anything. He just stored it and issued proof. That proof became money. Eventually, goldsmiths realized something. Not every customer withdrew their gold at once, so they lent out deposits to others and charged interest. They became banks, but notice what happened first: storage and trust. Lending came after, as a side effect. Today, banks still do this. When you deposit money, you're not giving them your cash, you're giving them your trust. They keep a fraction on hand, lend the rest out, and promise to give you your money back on demand. It's the same contract from 400 years ago. The modern economy runs on this one mechanism: the bank as a middleman between savers and borrowers. You deposit, they lend, businesses expand, jobs appear, growth happens. All because someone solved the original problem. How do you store value safely without carrying it? That's why banks matter. Not because they invented lending, but because they created the infrastructure that lets you store wealth, and then transformed that stored wealth into fuel for the entire economy. It's a mechanism so old and so fundamental, we rarely notice it working. Understanding this, that banks are trust machines, not just lending machines, changes how you see every financial product, every rate, every policy decision. You start to recognize the original problem they solve and why that problem still matters. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not financial advice. Always do your own research. Subscribe so you don't miss the next explanation of how everyday financial systems actually work. Subscribe so you don't miss the next explanation of how everyday financial systems actually work. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not financial advice. Always do your own research.